the lights on. It's Tuesday night. You already know what time it is. This is the Bama Standard Network, yeah. From Tuscaloosa to the nation, we locked in tight. Crimson blood run deep every Tuesday night. Breaking down the film, talking X's and O's. Every snap, every moment, yeah, we stay on our toes. From kickoff to the final whistle blow. If it's Alabama football, then we running the show. Championship mindset, standard never change. Tradition dominance, yeah, we built that flame. Legends in the building, stories from the past. From Brian Denny lights to the trophies in the glass. If you love the Tide, better tap in fast. Because we don't whisper takes, we make them blast. It's the Bama Standard. Nothing less, nothing random. Roll Tide talk, every angle covered. Tuesday Night Live, ain't nobody above us. It's the Bama Standard. Hot takes flying, can't stand it. If it's crimson and white, you know the channel. Welcome to the Bama Standard Network. We sit down with former Alabama legends. Championship mindset, wisdom descending from the locker room grind to the biggest stage. They tell it how it was, page by page. Stories you won't hear anywhere else. Built by the culture, earned by themselves. If you want the truth, straight from the source, this is where the legacy stays in force. Hosted by Justin Riley, setting the tone. Marvin constant bringing knowledge from the field he's known. All Southeastern Conference mindset, linebacker vision. While Daniel Pettey keeps it sharp with precision. We don't sugarcoat, nah, we say what we see. If the take's too hot, that's fine, let it be. Push the limits weekly, truth over hype. If you're scared of real talk, this ain't your mic. Whittle, roll Tide, roll Tide. From Saturday lights to the Monday debate, every win, every loss, we break it down straight. This the Bama Standard. Legacy demanded, history heavy, expectations massive. The Bama Standard. Built different, can't match it. Tuesday Night Live, lock it in, cause the dynasty talk never ends. Tide, you tuned in. Tide, you locked in. Tide, this is the Bama Standard Network. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide. You heard what the man said. I mean, Pettey said. That's him that was dropping those bars. Incredible talent Mr. Daniel Pettey has. That's what he does in his off time. Anyway, go ahead, folks. Just get it rolling. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Live chat. Do your thing tonight. Alabama spring ball is going on. We just picked it right back up after spring break. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about how A-Day is going back to the regular way, but in some cases it's not. We're going to give our reaction to that. They're going to talk about Kane Womack in year 3. And as always, guys, we got to address the quarterback situations. But before we do all that, you already know who we are. But someone, if you're an Alabama fan, you definitely know who this gentleman is right here. He's been on just about every Alabama podcast there is because he's the best in the game. He has one of the best coaching minds in the game. But sadly, this is the first time he has been on the Bama Standard. Welcome to our show for the very first time, Coach Shawn Hammond. What is up, brother?
Man, happy to be here, man. Happy to be with you guys. Obviously, been a huge fan forever. Brag on you guys a lot. A lot of channels I don't really go to, man, but you guys are definitely one that I do. Love real input, man, and it don't get no more realer than you guys, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk ball with you guys for real.
Honestly, I think it was Pettey that was the draw. Isn't that right?
That's right. Good for me, man.
Hey, it's all good, brother. It's all good.
We're going to have some fun tonight. Let's go ahead and I'll give you the latest updates in spring practice, and I'll be glad to get your reactions afterwards. I'm going to start out with the defensive backs, the hottest group in the Alabama program right now. They're turning heads early. There's a different energy, folks, different energy in that room right now. More intensity, more attention to detail, and it's showing up every single day. We got to drop names. One guy that keeps popping up here as of late, the transfer, Carmelo O'Neal. At 6'4", 200 pounds, he's a problem. He's been a real problem for our wide receivers, as talented as they are. When he first got on the canvas, you might have put him at, a 6 or 7, but now Yeah, he's playing at level 9. He's using that length, that physicality, and you see that confidence growing. But overall, coach, I got to talk about these freshmen, Jara Edwards and Jordan Edmonds. They are dialed in. Mentally, the class as a whole looks ahead of where the previous groups have been. This is a big deal. Competition, it's heating up. These wide receivers and DBs have been going at it, iron sharpening iron, and two guys who are making these DBs work. That's right, Sadarian Morgan and transfer from North Carolina State, Noah Rogers. All right, I know all eyes on the offensive line, so we're going to flip to that now. If you hadn't heard, Michael Carroll is moving to guard. It's interesting, but hey, it makes sense. You got a guy who's a first-round potential, inside or out. That versatility allows you to get your best 5 on the field. That tells me the staff feels better about tackle depth and wants to solidify the interior. One of the reasons they feel good at the tackle position is Javian James. If that name sounds familiar, yeah, he's a former Mississippi State Bulldog. But if you watched our show a couple weeks ago, Shank was raving about this kid, very high on him. He's been watching him. So it looks like the starting offensive line is starting to shape up. We already been told Michael Carroll is definite at that tackle position. We already been told Jackson Lloyd is definite. Racing Delgatti, another name. Our coach can't keep him out of his mouth. Looks like the line's coming together. Let's talk about Adrian Clem. I talked to an offensive lineman a couple of days ago. He said right now that the standard is completely changing. He is demanding excellence, is not taking anything less than that right now. He's in their face, and he's giving immediate feedback after every rep, after every drill. And that kind of coaching translates. And I expect this offensive line to be one of the most improved units on the team. So give me your immediate reactions. Coach, what do you like about what you heard? This is coming out of spring practice today. And of course, I incorporated a few things that we've had leading up to today. What are your immediate thoughts? Names that jumped off the page? Take it away, and then we'll hear from Marvin and Pettey.
I mean, for me, we talked about this on my brother Brinsky show, man. Shout out to Brinsky and Sharpshooters podcast. I talked about it, man. I love Michael Carroll, excuse me, at guard. He was young last year, man. You got to understand, when you playing tackle, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother thing when you out there playing tackle. Pat.
Hey, I'm sorry. I want you to add something to this answer, though, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it's a lot more that goes into his performance.
That's a fact.
Because he was at tackle, but we know who was inside of him at guard.
That's
which often put him in compromising positions.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Marvin is 1,000% correct. Tackle is different, man. Tackle is different. You have to actually be a really good athlete to play that position. And Michael Carroll is, right. We understand who was inside of him. There's no need to say the young man's name. Young man definitely struggled a lot in pass pro, getting up to the second level, struggled quite a bit, which put Michael in some very uneasy situations. But I like him at guard. I like him at guard because he's vicious. That kid is vicious, man. If you watch his tape, when he's getting up to the second level, if you watch his tape on leverage and you watch his tape, how violent he is when he getting the hat on the hat, I think I understand the kids want to play tackle because that's where the money's at when you go to the next level. But for purposes of our run game, I love this move, man. We talked about it. Shout out to Coach Al. Shout out to my brother Brinsky. Shout out to Tez, everybody. We talked about it, man. And we all understand this may not be set in stone, right? But at the same time, I commend it. I think Michael Carroll is talented enough to play both positions. I love him because he's vicious. We hadn't had a vicious guard in quite some time. I'm talking about a pancake guard, a guard that'll make you pay. And I really, really enjoy this. As far as some of the other young kids, I like the center. I think I want to mess his name up.
Delgatti.
Yeah, I watched this. Yeah, this kid's film is really, really good to me, man. He's very, very violent at the point of attack. Your center is the keys to the engine on that offensive line, man. And if the center is a weak link, your whole offensive line is going to be a weak link. I tell everybody, in my short experience, offensive line probably get worked harder than any other position that I've seen. Them boys get worked, man, because if these guys don't play well as a unit, it doesn't matter how individually talented you are, right? These guys have to work together. Whether the defense is doing certain things, whether change of protections, all these different things that come into play with the offensive line, these guys have to be able to communicate on the fly, like on the fly. So these guys get worked really, really hard. I'm really, really impressed with all of our young offensive linemen, but most specifically, obviously, Michael Carroll, who we all biased on, but obviously the young man they brought in to play center. This kid, I think, is going to be the starter. He's nasty. He's vicious. He definitely understands pad level. I can't stand an offensive lineman that gets so high and get knocked clean off his shoes. I can't stand that, man. We did that way too much last year. We got beaten duo last year. It's nothing worse for offensive linemen that would run duo and get beat, in duo. That's almost embarrassing. So to have these young men that are powerful, that understand hat on the hat and understand, don't run from collisions. Don't run from collisions, man. And I think this guy that's playing center is definitely one of those guys.
The biggest thing is the players are taking on the personality of their coach. Marvin preaches it all the time. Coach Clem, that dude is nasty. He got 3 Super Bowl rings for a reason.
Yeah.
Anywhere he has gone, he's been an immediate impact on the development of every player that he's placed his hands on. And it's happening in a matter of weeks. We're just in week 2, barely. And the change has been rather dramatic. And even guys who came over that weren't getting a lot of pop. A lot of fans were looking at the transfer portal additions and saying, okay, this is underwhelming. Their play is being elevated to a whole new level. I'm hearing that Ethan Fields from Ole Miss, how do you tell you there, Pettey, is already changing dramatically. His play is showing up on the field, and he's battling for a position right now. And man, you gotta love the competition that's going on. But man, you also look at the tight end, the new tight ends coach. That's another thing I'm hearing is that dramatic change at tight end. Coach Richard Owens, these players are identifying with him, a guy that played the position, mastered the position, did well at the NFL level, and as a coach, same with Coach Clem, anywhere he has gone, he's made an immediate impact. He's changed the way the offense operated. There's been a ton of emphasis on technique, footwork, and run blocking. Tight end Josh Ford, who transferred over from Oklahoma State, has been the standout here recently in practice. He's been the difference maker in the run game. That's right, folks, the run game, a place that we need serious production. He's been a physical presence. He's been making that defensive line work. So this is all good news I'm hearing so far. Marvin, you buying into any of this, or where do you stand? Actually, better yet, week 2, what do you normally see from a coach? What's being demanded of you in week 2 of spring training?
Well, I'm going to say one thing first and foremost when it comes to the offensive line. The thing I expect from them in week 2 is to see them being able to pass off defenders in terms of if it's a TE, if we got some type of, if the defense is running a slant, how do we adjust to that? Because last year, the offensive line struggled to pick up games. They struggled mightily to do it. So, and me personally, if I was the coach, I would have put him at guard from the start. I would have never put him at tackle. I would never put a young kid at tackle because you got to understand those edge rushers and those linebackers he going against, most of them dudes going to be some killers that's had 2-3 years under their belt. And them boys trying to go get a $100 million contract. So there ain't no way in hell I'm finna put a freshman out there to stop them boys. You got to understand something. I've seen the Javon Curses of the world eat people alive. So not going to happen. So I hope and I pray that they've lost some weight in the offseason, that they've worked on a lateral movement, because that was one of the things that they struggled the most with. So I want to see us make those small little steps because, again, averaging 3 yards a carry last season, that won't get us anywhere because, again, we were often in 2nd and 9, 3rd and long so many times as a quarterback. You're running for your life, and we weren't blocking worth of crap across the line anyway. So, again, I just want to see a cohesive unit. I want to see the center take control. I want to see him give the protections to his cohorts. I want to see them adjust said protections when the quarterback audibles. And when that defense makes an adjustment, that line shifts, I want to see that center communicate. And I actually want to see them pick up defenders when they're doing stunts and games because we didn't do it last year. We didn't do it the year before. So that's what I want to see. On the defensive side of the ball, the secondary should be the leaders. They're returning as the most veteran group. They should carry the defense. They should be the ones who put the pressure on the linebackers and the defensive line. Because, again, if the defensive line is not getting pressured, Nobody's going to cover all day. You can put Prime back to himself. If the quarterback got out there to throw the ball, it doesn't matter. And that's what we sucked at last year as well and the year before is getting sacks. We have not been good at getting pressure the last 2 years. It has been bad. So I'm hopeful that secondary will impress that upon their linebackers and the defensive line to understand we are a unit. So you go, so we go. Because if we're not getting the pressure up front, we're in trouble. If we can't stop the run, we're in trouble. And I know a lot of times, this past season, early in the season, we will often misaligned. There would be times we're watching games, the offense would send in their adjustment, and they would do what they're doing, and the defense still looking to the sidelines trying to get the call, and they're snapping the ball. Like, we got to be more prepared all the way around.
Pettey, I know we're not supposed to get excited after 1 week and 1 day of spring practice, but hey, I think the most excitement is we got some football to talk about. I mean, that's in the air, right? But we have to kind of put it all in perspective. So the people already talk in the chat. To you, go ahead and answer the question, I guess. To you, in your mind, what would be a successful season rushing-wise? What would be a successful season sack-wise, as Marvin has pointed out? I'm talking about realistic, not we got numbers of what we saw in Saban's day. No, what is realistic? What to you is improvement to where you look at the team, you're like, okay, we're doing better. We're getting back to what we should be.
Well, hell, 50 yards a game is an improvement. So I mean, the bar is especially low this year, but that's not the
Pettey,
bar.
hold on, time out, Pettey. You say the bar is low, but I'm with you. But what the fans are going to say? They're going to say, well, you made it to the playoffs. You made it to the SEC champ. Yeah, we did, but the damn bar is still low.
Yeah, the bar was low on that, but I will say that doesn't mean the bar doesn't need to be raised back to what it's supposed to be fully successful as an offense, and it's got to be. And, man, that's what no, you can't read too much into spring, but what you can read is they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's tinkering. All right, you know what you got in Carroll at tackle. You don't have to see that this spring, but you bring in 2 kids in Haywood and James, the Michigan and the Mississippi State transfer. That gives you a chance to see what they got in that starting role. It gives you a chance to – this is when you rotate offensive linemen, not during the season, all damn season. You do it in spring, figure out the best formula now, and stick with the damn thing. And that's what they're doing. They're seeing what formula works best. Can James step up and be an anchor at tackle, giving you a freaking road grader at guard in Carroll? And, like Coach Shawn said, they're really liking the Stelgatti kid. The kid from Ole Miss, Fields, has kind of inked himself a starting spot at that guard. But so, no, the bar is low as it is after that shit show last year. It still needs to jump back into we need to be rushing for 150 yards a game to take pressure off a young quarterback and an offensive line. But no, find it now. That's what we read into this, is that Clem is actually doing the right thing and maybe hopefully figuring it out now, not all freaking season. And on the defensive side, you talk about this kid coming in, O'Neal, that's making some hay with his length. But, man, look what's holding him off, Dejon Lee. I think this is a big step-up year for the defense. I think the defense can be better, specifically because you've got kids that flashed last year that were really young, and Landon Collins, who we all love, fan of the show. I mean, he was still raw and very young. I'm very much expecting gigantic steps from a couple kids like him, Dejon Lee, and then flipping back to the offense, someone like Lotsie or Brooks to step in and be that big-time receiver where Bernard is gone now and Horton. But no, man, it's just a bunch of young kids. I mean, I know Kirkpatrick's I expect to see him flash, but I think this defense, I know we talked about the anchor being the secondary. I think the defensive line, God forbid, finally has a chance to be a little bit. Yanzier Pierre at the end of the year was putting some pressure on some dudes, man. And if Simmons and the Bingley Jones kid from State can apply some stuff up front, maybe we can see some sacks again at Alabama.
I have one question for you, Pettey.
Yeah.
What is a realistic expectation for sack total? I'm saying anything less than 25 is unacceptable.
I don't want to answer now because people are going to think I was going to say the over under needs to be 25, and I want to see the over. Get anywhere 25.
Be over 25. Yeah. Anything less than 25, that's another in-up year performance. That's what it is. If you ask me.
I mean, but I'll be honest. You want the dominant defensive line, and then that secondary looks. You're hitting that 40. No, you got to be in the 40 range.
But I'm just saying, where we've been in the past, You got to set the bar somewhat reasonable for this defense.
Again,
25 is a reasonable number.
But I can't even when it comes, I get it because of
But
how
hold on.
last year, but we got to raise it back to what the Bama standard is.
But Pettey, look at not this past season, but look at the season before that. At one point, I think it was like the 8th, 9th game of the season. We were 11th or 12th or 13th in the SEC in sacks. We've been sucking horribly at this the past 2 years. And if you can't put pressure on the quarterback, nobody can cover all day. We could, again, and if we're steadily letting teams get in 2nd and 3, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1, it's going to be a long season.
Well, it's not a blitz happy defense, so you've got to have a kid on that front that's a disruptor, and that was the problem we haven't had.
What do you mean it's not a blitz? What do you say? It's a swarm defense. It's supposed to be a damn blitz happy defense. That's what he damn sold. He sold a damn swarm defense. I'm coming from South Alabama, Mobile. I'm bringing a swarm defense that's going to attack, sack, and I'm still waiting to see the sack, attack, and the kicking ass. I ain't seen none of it yet.
That's facts.
I think his definition, our definition of swarm, because our definition of swarm back in the day was that, that bring all hell, every guy coming 4-man blitz. I think his idea of swarm maybe be to the ball, but yeah, I get you, Marvin.
That ain't what he sold us. So
no,
I got sold a bill of goods. I'm sorry.
Well,
when I hear swarm, I'm thinking about Will Anderson and Dallas Turner playing meet you at the quarterback. I'm thinking way back in the day to Derek Thomas getting to the quarterback almost every snap. We have a certain standard when it comes to sacks, and that's not somewhere where we need to be dead last in the SEC. So 45 sacks for me.
It does no good to be a swarm defense when you swarming 8 yards down the damn field.
Drop 8 all day.
The hell we gonna do with that?
Okay, so let me ask this, and I'll about to say, it's been years. I mean, it's been since Dallas Turner. We had a headhunter off the edge that could change the dynamic of a game or an offensive line. Can Pierre be that guy? Can Latham be that guy?
If I'm the head coach, I'm sending Pierre to somebody's pass rush camp to get him as much weapons as in his toolbox as I can, because he needs to be your damn safety this year.
Well, I think he has that. I think Justin Hill is his complement. Those two guys off the edge.
You can have it all day, but you need to go see a professional who does this, like a Von Miller, a DeMarcus Ware, somebody who specializes in pass rush. You got to understand something. Pass rushing is an art form. Every linebacker, every DN can't do it. I don't want to go out there. Pass rushing is not easy. You need specialized training to be an efficient pass rusher, because you got to understand something. While you're rushing that pass, you're also responsible for the edge. There's so much that goes into it. You have to send these kids to a professional who specializes in this to really get them what they need in their toolbox.
Hey, if you play the wrong leverage in the run, your pass rushing is cool and everything. But if you're getting Peter rolled in the run game and you playing the wrong leverage, and now they hitting you with the run game on your edge,
let me
send them to a specialist.
Marvin, nice political answer. I didn't ask what the hell needed to be done. I asked, can Pierre be that guy? Can he be Dallas Turner?
Well, I'm saying for their sake, they better send his ass to a specialist this summer and get him what he needs. So when he comes back in August, he can go out there and be the player that they need him to be.
Coach, and with that being said, he now has the expectations that he's going to be playing at that level now. But the fact is, everyone knows who he is. They know what he's capable of. So how do you coach him up now that everybody has him on his radar to be able to play above that level, meet those expectations? And if people think they haven't figured it out, they really don't. How do you coach him up to be able to ascend in year 2 with all that weighing on his shoulders?
You know what, Justin? It's hard to answer that, man, because and I'm not gonna be negative, bro. I'm like the negative Nance. That's why I'm glad I got Marvin on here, because he be speaking my language. He speaks my language, man. I watched us play Missouri with a quarterback that could not throw the football, and we was dropping 8 half of the time. You got to be aggressive in your schematic, man. Like you're allowing them just to penny pinch all the way down the field. Like, you got to go get them, man. You got to teach a defense that's aggressive in their approach. That'll help your edges. That'll help your pass rushes. We can't just get out there and drop in 8 every single game, right? Because these offenses I'm an offensive guy. If you drop 8 against me the whole game, I don't have to worry about no big plays. I'm going to take what you give me, and I'll be happy with a 24-17 game. I'm cool with that. So I think Kane later on in the season I saw games where he was more aggressive. right? If you remember with Coach Saban, Coach Saban's style, Coach Saban, his defense has always created these rules to allow the defenders to attack in man coverage based on the depth of the route and the wide receiver alignment, pretty much. It's like when we panic, we just drop 8. We drop 8, rush the little front 3, 4, whatever the case may be, and pray and hope that we get there. I've seen our defense in that so many times, man. So I think schematically, it'll help everybody individually if we become more aggressive, right? We got to be more aggressive. I watched the Indiana game, and I'm not comparing all of our opponents to Indiana, but I think that's the first game where I really saw our defensive coordinator just behind. He was just lost in the sauce. We couldn't play man. We was getting killed in zone. We didn't know what to do. We couldn't get to the quarterback. They was getting the ball out quick. I think you got to be more aggressive in your schematic, man. I just really believe that. And I think it starts with that first.
But what did Coach Saban's defense have? It was complex.
Yeah.
They had freedom to do things based upon what they see. You
Exactly.
had to be highly intelligent to play in that defense.
Yes.
So that was the difference. I don't think that much goes into this defense as much.
No, it doesn't. Facts.
We're just going to swarm. We're just going to run. What are the rules? We have to have rules governing what we're doing. We got to be responsible for something, because if he ain't responsible for that and I ain't responsible for that, then what are we responsible for?
You got holes everywhere. Yeah.
Holes everywhere. And
That's
Justin, to your point, to what you just asked about when it comes to double teams, that's why I say you send them to a specialist. You send them to an Aaron Donald, a DeMarcus Ware, a Von Miller, guys who regularly got double teamed but still ended up with 15 plus sacks a year because they specialize in kicking double teams' asses. So you send them to those people to get those tools in his toolbox. So that
you can do
it. I'm not going to answer to that, Pettey. Listen, send it to a specialist to teach you how to use to get those. No, I'm serious, man, because when you're being double teamed, it takes a special skill set to beat that. And I know you've all watched all those guys who I just named beat double teams regularly. And if you ask me, looking at the size and the skill set of John St. Pierre, he has the tools to effectively beat double teams in college. You just got to send him to the right people to get what he needs to be able to do.
Good deal. Hey, staying with the spring training topic, let's go ahead and directly correlate it to A-Day. I mentioned earlier, things are starting to go back to normal. The fans complained enough, and hell, we've had former players get on here and say, listen, scrimmage ain't going to do it. It's not going to give you a true look of what you got. It's not going to get you to where you need developmental-wise if you just do practice. So we got our wish. We got the scrimmage back. Crimson versus white. Everybody's happy again. Well, not really, because as of yesterday, we found out that the A-Day game will not be televised. Look, quit messing with stuff. Quit messing with us as the fans. Put everything back the way it's supposed to be. Not everybody can get down to Tuscaloosa. There are a lot of people out there who don't have the resources or the means to get over. So having it televised, whether it's on ESPN, the Ocho, Telemundo for Spanish viewers, or even YouTube, is something we need to have. Why can't we do that? And no, I'm not talking about Yay Alabama filming it on YouTube Live, but you got to pay a small fee. Get that out of here.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. I go down there and film it myself. I can set up my own channel, write my own code, stream it. $2. Y'all can all watch it.
Hey, we at the Bama Standard can make it happen, guys. But seriously, guys, why is this a problem? Look, I get a little pushback from people in the chat. I posted this out yesterday. Well, we don't want other teams and coaches to see what we got. We don't want our players being poached or tampered with. Guys, look, it's going to happen regardless if they see you in spring. It's happening all year round, right, Coach Shawn?
I think there's a different point to this, Justin. What did you say about Alabama?
Mainly money.
What do they do? What is Alabama doing for A-Day?
Well, I was going to say that them televising and charging people as an option should not be one. That's not what's going to happen. I'm just suggesting that if they do that, don't charge people for things.
Well, if they did do it, I can see why they would do it, considering Alabama's annual NIL is $20 million, about half of what the big boys have. So you have to generate that revenue somehow, some way. So hell, if I was them, I'd be charging y'all to watch it too, because they got to make up the ground. Yeah. They got to make up the ground somehow, some way, because if the boosters aren't giving the money, where are you going to get it from? You better find it somehow, some way if you want the best players.
That's facts.
The hard truth is money rules the world, and nobody's watching these damn games on TV outside of the state of Alabama. And ESPN's not dragging their cameras there for 100,000 people viewership when they've got other stuff they can put on their programming. Marvin nailed it. This is an opportunity to make NIL money. For the avid fans that want to watch it, they'd pay $15-20 for a little pay-per-view on the Saturday to watch it. Because let's be real, man. I know I'm maybe in the minority with this, but I remember being on campus during A-Day and going once, and it was because I wanted to see a young man named Brody Kroll. I got to see him throw the ball. He threw it 3 times. I can count on my fingers and toes how many of these games I've gone to, all excited to see the new whatever, and then go watch Vanilla Ice Cream and get nothing from it and be like, well, that was a big damn waste of my time. And that's unfortunately, look, the avid fans are that's never going to go away. And I get it, Justin, you're preaching to those guys. And that's who's like pissed off right now that it's not on TV. But the most of us, and I think me and Marvin have talked about this, I've lost interest in those games long ago because I got nothing out of it as a fan or as whatever. But I think Marvin struck a brilliance gold here. There are the avid fans that still do want that piece of Alabama, that spring training, to see the young kids, to see what Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. has done, to see what some of these transfers from the new school look like in the uniform. You're going to get that. And like in this world of NIL and money, sorry, I know they don't like it, but you know what really sucks? Be some of these kids going to college now and looking on your tuition payment where there's now $150 extra every semester that goes to the athletic NIL fund. And you came from Beijing, China to get a degree in engineering. You're like, I don't even know what the hell football is. So look, man, it ain't really about fair. It is about making money and running these machines. And if you want to keep up with the Ohio States and the Texases who keep stealing players left and right, you got to find ways to bring in revenue. And this would be a damn good way.
Exactly. You already have the Crimson Tide Sports Network. You already got cameras. Here, put them in the damn use. Make some money. Make up your ground in NIL. That's the perfect opportunity. I know it's going to piss the Justin Rileys of the world off, but damn, make the NIL money so that we can actually compete with when we're going out to get the top players.
But I promise you, Justin would pay $15 to watch that thing.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm speaking for the people.
I know. Hey, you got to play. Somebody's got.
Hey, Pettey, just like you get bent out of shape about the Denny dog. You remember that little thing that you got upset about? How they messed with the whole recipe, and we hadn't won a national championship since we had the original formula.
Put that in there.
This is the same thing.
I guarantee they put the Denny dog in the stadium, and everybody in damn Alabama beat A-Day.
Well, Pettey, why don't you just set up a damn hot dog cart outside across the street at the cemetery and just start selling them on damn A-Day?
I may just do that, Marvin.
Matter of fact,
if
Pettey,
that Alabama machine wouldn't come shoot me in the middle of the freaking thing.
Well, Pettey, you can also park it next to the ice cream truck.
I think Marvin's a Dippin' Dot guy. That's the problem.
I've never had Dippin' Dots in my life.
Coach Shawn, when you played at Alabama A&M, did y'all have ice cream trucks?
Absolutely not.
What'd y'all have? Popsicles?
Hard work.
Back then,
Salt tablets,
popsicles, ice cream,
Wetsicles,
Gatorade, juice. That's it. You know,
Capri Suns.
You know, that it was either do this, play, or sit your what over here on the sideline and be quiet. It was no perks back then. You know, your perk was getting on the field. It was just simple and plain. I get it though, man. Nowadays you have all these different bells and whistles and like I know you guys know, Marvin, I'm sure you know, kids nowadays are just they're just a little different. They're just a little different.
Coach, it don't matter how different they're. We had ice cream when I was there, but we just took it out of Bryant Hall and we would take as much as we wanted back to our apartment. You know, they let us take whatever we want, you know. So, but we never had a damn ice cream truck come to practice, especially not during fall camp.
Absolutely
we got time for that. We here for a job.
Yeah, ice cream trucks.
If one of my teammates had been out, I've been slapping it out of their hands. Y'all don't get your ass back out here.
Absolutely not, bro. Ice cream trucks, no, absolutely not.
All right. So what you're saying is to satisfy the needs of seeing this game, the Bama Standard needs to be down there with cameras in hand and filming that live on our channel. Chat, where do you stand? Should the Bama Standard provide that service? We are podcast for the people.
And more than anything, I think these coaches are so paranoid in the transfer era and the promises you make kids, and you put these games on TV, and all of a sudden the social media runs wild. Well, I thought so-and-so was going to be a starter. You had him running second team or whatever. And the coach like, well, hell, this is a practice game. We ain't starting, this ain't, we're sitting the first game of the season. I think there's a little bit of that with these coaches too, about, not trying to show your hand, not so much to the other team, the other people, is to, keep some of these players happy. Like Coach Shawn just said, this is a different era of kid you're dealing with here, having to do a whole different dance.
The kids are still the same, man. I mean, great athletes want to be Coach Hart, man. I don't care what anybody say. If you're dealing with a great athlete or athlete who desires to be great, they want to be Coach Hart, man. I'm sorry.
I think the kids at its crusp may be the same, but what's important to them ain't the same.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
They just want to be TikTok famous. They want to do this little whatever the hell dance they be doing and all this.
I argue with them.
The dynamic can change.
I'm up here, Bob Jones, arguing with them every day, and y'all would be shocked on what they hold value. If I told you what it's all in fun, man. I could tell you behind the scenes. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, Coach Shawn. I know we're drifting off topic a little bit, but not really. How do you still coach with that mindset, with the values or what they value being completely different? How do you still get the most out of them? It's not like what you and Marvin did. Y'all's mindset was completely different. You want to change lives for not only themselves, but their families and so on. And you had that hunger. And plus, you want to prove something. These kids don't have that same drive. So how are you as a coach able to reach them with all the things that aren't football being in front of them?
I'll tell you this, believe it or not, it's piggybacking on what Marvin said. For every kid that you have that is enamored by the bells and whistles, you do have 1, 2, 3 over here that still want to work hard. Believe it or not, you still got some out there, man, that are dogs. They gonna put their head down. They're gonna go to work. They're gonna live. They're gonna come on their off days, and they're gonna do what they got to do. I would say this, man, and I don't coach high school ball anymore, but I'm always helping my guys out up here. In my experience, it's more parents involved now. It's more. No, he not doing that. We want to do this. You find yourself butting heads with the parent of these kids. The parent is almost like an overseer now. Mm-hmm. When I played, parents sat in the stands, and I didn't hear from them. Now parents are involved. They all around now. They got something to say now. Now you do have. That's why I like 707, because 707 you really get to see the kid. I'll never forget a kid I coached, Tyrone Orr, and it was a kid over here at Madison Academy that went to Auburn that was supposed to be like a 5-star kid. I think it was what was the kid's name? Terrion something. Kerryon Johnson, I think it was. He played at Auburn, but he was over here at Madison Academy. 707, you really get to see these kids. When something bad happened, you get to see this 5-star. He over there moping. He done got housed by my little cat who ain't even a 2-star. He over there kicking the water thing. He mad. The coach is trying to tell him to calm down. He ripping his. You can see these kids on 707 without the helmet. You can see their demeanor. You can see the ones that's gonna mope. You can see the ones that's gonna cry about the ball, and you're gonna see the ones that's dogs, mad. Put me back out there, coach. So you still got a good balance of kids that you can coach hard, right? It's just the outside influences is what'll get you in trouble nowadays. The outside stuff, the parents, the ones that don't talk to you, but they're gonna go to the school board on you. You better not say this to him. So you got to just coach your kids and find which ones you can coach like that, and which ones you can't. You can't coach everybody the exact same way. That's a fact.
All right, good deal. Hey, Pettey, we have a tradition that is never going to change, and that's the fine folks over there at Smith Infinity of Huntsville providing quality cars. Tell the Bama fans about them.
Tell you all about them. A great family, great Bama family. That's right. Smith Infinity of Huntsville. If you're looking for that new ride in the Huntsville area or anywhere in Alabama, that's how phones work these days. You can go up there and give them a call. Be like our man Kenneth Darby, juke and jive on your way up there to get you that new QX80 or I hear the QX. They got a new QX65 coming out. Need to check with them. They were running 0 finance. You need to call today to find out. Smith Infinity of Huntsville. Give them a call today.
and their number is right there, passing by as we talk about them.
Okay.
Give them a call, folks. Mention the Bama Standard sent you. They might give you a nice little discount. Wouldn't hurt, right? Moving to our next topic, we have been all about the defense. So why don't we go ahead and just keep on with that theme, right? We like defense on this show. Kane Womack. Each season, the beginning has been shaky the past 2 years, but then there's that little brief adjustment period where they're trying to figure things out. And then the aha moment finally comes and they clamp down and they even carry the team as we saw this past season. So my question is, how can we project what we'll get from Kane Womack year 3? And the reason I ask that is all 3 linebackers are headed to the NFL. Tim Keenan, LT Overton doing the same. But we also lost guys like James Smith, Quay Russaw, Keon Keeley, Noah Carter to transfer portal. Guys who could be stars talent-wise if Kane Womack could have gotten them to play at max effort and max potential. I say that because I'm going back to something that we noticed in the offseason, the beginning of the offseason, and that's Clinton Dix. That's where we got to kind of pause. I think he was trying to tell us something. The tape didn't lie. They didn't play to their full potential. As a matter of fact, the unit, they quit at times. I'm not going to sit here and act like they didn't. The tape is there. That's what he meant by turn on the tape. So a reset was needed. Year 3, though. Let's talk about year 3. Entire secondary's back. We're giving them their flowers. Obviously, one of the best in the country. We got 2 elite edge rushers in Yanze Pierre and Justin Hill. Freshman sensation this year, London Simmons is back. We're excited about him. Jeremiah Beeman, we lost him last year. Had so much potential coming in until he got hurt. Well, he's back. We got Isaiah Faga as a rotational piece. Showed a little something this past season. But outside of that, guys, we have a ton of players with high potential, with little to no experience filling those roles. We have more questions than answers. So how do we properly project what Kane Womack can do in year 3? Marvin, start us out. We'll go to Coach Shawn and then over to Daniel Pettey. Before, wait. He is late, but you know what? I'm going to give him a pass. He is a national champion. He helped us shut down Texas. Welcome back to the show from, a 4 or 5 year hiatus. It's been that long. Tyrone King, brother, glad to have you in, sir.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. We love the background. Nice painting up there.
What up, King?
Appreciate it. What's going on, Marvin? What's going on? How y'all doing on the staff over here?
We're good. I was just getting ready to answer Justin's question when you buzzed in. I'm ready too.
Oh, hey, you'll pick it up real quick, Tyrone.
All right, let's get to this. Hey, man, listen. When you say year 3 expectations, then you reference Clinton Dix's comments. Coach Shawn, as a coach, if your unit is damn quitting, who does that fall on?
Fall on the coordinator.
Here we
So
go.
how the hell are you gonna put out a damn statement on X talking about look at the tape? If you got a problem with the product on the damn field, you go damn fix it. That is what you get paid for. Nobody's paying you all this money to say, well, they're not doing their job. I guess we just got to take this ass whooping. Do your damn job. You're not happy with the product, you go damn fix it. You don't talk about the kids that you recruited because as a coach, that's a poor reflection on you. I would never talk about a kid that I coached. I would never. Because, again, there's other kids that you're going to coach in life. Their parents are going to say, well, you talked about them, so what's going to stop you from talking about our kid? You know, so, again, as a coach, that's a horrible look. And as far as year 3 expectations, he got to get it together, man. He has to get it together. You look at the back end of last season, Justin, you say we clamped down. Okay, what about Georgia? What about Indiana? So many other games when we didn't clamp down, crap, we got our ass handed to us, okay? Here's the thing, man. If he don't get it together, it's going to be a long damn season. I know you've seen that schedule. He better figure it out, and he better figure it out fast.
I'm sorry.
My gosh. I guess he has to go and collect his thoughts. We'll give him that moment because Coach Shawn, you're up, brother.
Hey, man, I agree. Marvin stole my thunder. I agree 1,000%, man. Listen, when Ha said what he said, you know, I didn't go to Bama. I didn't attend Bama. So, I sort of interacted on Twitter with what he said. This is all I'll say, man, to that. And it's sort of the same thing Marvin said, just in a different way. We talked about James Smith. We talked about these kids who didn't perform or did perform, or whatever you want to say. We're going to see because they're at Ohio State. Now, I want to know what everybody's going to say if they go to Ohio State and ball out. There was a lot of people that was on Justice Haynes, right? And was it the scheme? Was it? Look at Justice Haynes went to Michigan and went off, right? Same kid, right?
Mhm.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, expectations for me, that defense to me, man. I'll just be honest with you, bro. They played well at times against lesser competition, against offenses that couldn't hurt us, right? But when you play like competition, we look utterly terrible. Like I just keep it real with you, bro. We wasn't setting the edge. We had safeties coming down, playing the wrong leverage, getting Peter rolled. We at times I don't know what the hell we was doing. I'll just be straight up honest with you, bro. I have tried to look at Kane's defense and see is he running Meg, mod? Is he doing any type of, I don't quite understand. And I'm not a defensive guy, I'm an offensive guy. Everybody know Meg is it tells the defense what type of coverage to run, on a single receiver. I don't see no Meg, no mod. I don't really know what the hell they're doing, quite frankly. It's okay if you look great against these teams that can't hurt you on offense, right? That's what average teams do. I want to know what you can do against the better offensive teams. You say you want to win a championship. I watched losing to Indiana hurt, but the way we lost hurt worse. Watching these guys get the ball out of their hand quick, watching us back there playing the wrong leverage on a corner playing inside leverage, and they run an out route and the corner getting waxed. I'm like, what are we doing? I don't understand, bro. I'll just say it like that to keep it rated PG.
Hey, Coach, did you see how Indiana ran the ball on us? We act like we were scared of them tackling.
Look,
our butt in
you know who that looked like? It looked like
they kicked our butt in every phase of the game.
Look, Marvin,
every
Tyrone,
phase.
Listen, y'all know how it is when a team is just pounding the rock on you. As an offensive guy, I know when your linebackers don't want to tackle. I know when your corners don't want to tackle, bro. I know. I'm going to continue to pound the rock at you. It was disheartening, man, to watch those guys come off tackle and we just get waxed. I was like, man, it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings bad, brother.
Same thing happened against Georgia.
Same thing happened against Georgia. Yes. So it's the way we got beat. It's the way they handled us up front. It's the way our linebackers were getting guys. This is what I do when you're tired and you're fatigued and you're beat up. You're not really trying to tackle you. Marvin, you fatigued, you're tired. I'll make the next tackle. You out there playing corner. You out there getting beat up in your brain. You're like, please don't run this way. This way. Just
throw a shoulder in there, huh?
You know how it is. I said a lot of that.
Marvin, hold on, Marvin. I'm not sure I like Coach Shawn being on here because it makes it harder to play devil's advocate with your ass because you get all but he just threw it out like, hey, man, those stats were fool's gold. You were doing it against a quarterback that couldn't throw in Missouri, and God love the kid at South Carolina. He's athletic, but he'll throw it in the damn ocean from South Carolina. He ain't going to hit his damn receivers. And then Oklahoma, same thing. Mateer was broken down by the end of the year. They were a one-trick pony on out. They beat 3 teams that outgained them offensively in a row, Bama being one of them. So, yeah, that's
Pettey, look, it was bad, Pettey. And I mean, there's no way around it. Like Coach said, when we played light competition, we seen who we really were.
That's facts.
Ty King, my man, it's been a minute. So we gotta give you the floor. We gotta let you have the floor and do a little talking because I know your defense wasn't scared of contact. Y'all look for contact. Y'all made their asses quit. You dared them to throw it against you, and we know what happened when they threw it against you.
Right.
We can reference Texas, right? But talk to us, man. Based on what they've seen or said already and what you've seen, what do you project year 3 King Womack? Are things going to change? Or where do you stand, brother?
I don't think things would change because this is his defense. This is his core. And you can't change something that you're not familiar with. He's not familiar with the type of defense that Coach Saban instilled in us in the past before. So, honestly, you may see Bama have to outscore people to win the games. You're not going to see those games where defense going to step up or make the stop. I think the offense is going to keep us in the game, and honestly, that's this is Alabama football right now that you see as you see it.
T. King, I got one question for you. When they hired this man, all this swarm defense, all this, where we sold the bill of goods that we were about to get this hell of a defense that I ain't seen yet.
Right.
I ain't seen.
Honestly, I think Womack has never had all these toys or good players, so he don't know how to handle it. That's my perception to it.
Well,
Think about it.
And if you watch them at South Alabama in the competition, most of their games were shootouts.
That's true.
High scoring. There was no
It is.
dominant. Like, so you knew what you went and got when you went and got.
Right. I think he has to learn how to evolve. He's been at this is third year, fourth year now.
This will be his third year.
You have to learn how to evolve with the times. You can't continue to do the things that you've done when you first stepped on in Tuscaloosa. You have to be able to evolve and understand what your teams are trying to do against you. So I mean, football have definitely changed with the NIL and all these types of players going everywhere. So you got to have something that you can hang your hat on. And right now, it's not a defense that's going to keep you in the game or stop you.
But Tyrone, I want you to answer this though. As you're a former defensive player, like I know, if you can't get sacks and you can't stop the run, all you decent at is pass coverage, which we were decent at last year. That's what we were best at.
We were.
You can't stop the run and you can't get sacks. Where you gonna go? Your defense is doomed.
That's a long night. That's what it sounds like. That's a long night. And hopefully they make a mistake and we capitalize on it. And that's kind of, I think, what they're hanging on. Like, hey, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. They mess up, we capitalize and take advantage of the opportunity. But it's hard to play a game like that. You know that. It's hard.
Man, we gave opponents short fields regularly. I mean, regularly second and second, third and one. Coach Shawn, as an offensive coach, like, y'all want second and one, second and two, third.
For sure.
We regularly gave that to people.
That's a whole fact, entire fact. We could not get off the field on third down, man.
I want you to explain to people when you're in second and one and second and two, the options that you have, because you only got to get a yard or two on third down, and you can still go for it on fourth. The whole playbook is open on second and two.
Yeah, yeah. When we're in third and long, it limits my play calling. It's a lot of stuff I don't really want to run, but I'm gonna try it based off alignment, down and distance. But when it's third and short like that, I can practically run anything that I know is gonna work. It really gives me a lot of options. It really makes me more comfortable as an offensive guy that's calling plays. I'm so comfortable in third and short. I practically know you're not gonna stop me based off what we've already been able to do. I can really stay out in front of your defensive coordinator the whole game if you keep allowing me to do that.
And it puts you out there taking more risks as a defensive coordinator. I got to create and turnover instead of letting it happen by my defense.
And what happens when you try to create a turnover? Because now that receiver running on that backside, wide open on the damn go route.
It's facts.
Yeah. It just puts you in a bad spot as a defender. Like you're on an island by yourself. I can't mess up. I don't have help over the top. It just puts you in a bad spot, and it almost make you feel very vulnerable as a defensive player.
That's a fact.
The degree of difficulty goes up too, because like I said before Tyrone, you jumped off for a second. We got a lot of new faces, young faces who will be taking the field. You got guys who come in from the transfer portal. While some may have experience, they don't have experience with each other. So it's going to make it a lot more difficult for this defense for Kane Womack to get anything going. We already know the struggles we had previously with guys that have played together and who did have experience. So that's my big concern. I look at the talent. Talent's there. Xavier Griffin,
it is.
That dude's going to be an absolute baller. But what can you ask of a freshman, especially if he's thrown in the fire and asked to do things a senior should be do right out the gate? Abdul Sanders, a guy very talented. He's shown flashes when he's been in, but again, he doesn't have that serious playing time. QB Reese as well. I love all these guys, but how long does it take to get that defense looking right with a bunch of new faces?
Man, it's like you said, it's hard to put a young freshman into the game and expect him to be, perform as a veteran. You got to cover him up. You got to give him some type of parachute, basically, to mess up. You got to put him in a position where he can be successful. But if you put him out there on an island by himself, with no experience, the crowd's pumping, the band, man, that's a lot of things that's playing in that role in that situation. But there's some guys that can step up and make those plays, but 9 times out of 10, you know, a freshman, it's not going to happen. But you got to help your guys. You got to put your guys in position. And that's one thing. I know everybody hate talking about Saban, how great he was in his defense, but that was one thing he did. He will play freshmen, but he will make sure they're in position where they're not by themselves. They will be covered up, or they'll have somebody over the top, or they'll have somebody that leverage them, overlap them, however you do it. But that's what caused his defense to do that. It kind of puts you in a position now you make the play. So it's hard with this defense. I know he risks a lot with this defense because it's all out or nothing, or you're on the island. It creates secondary to make open field tackles, and that is hard to do with these types, because they got guys on the other side of the ball as well. They got scholarship players too. So you get a guy that can run a 4-3, 4-4, and you one-on-one and got to make this open field tackle. That's a tricky situation to put him in.
Justin, I just want you to know you just made a contradictory statement. You said we're talking about Kane Womack year 3, but then you say the defense is young, all these new faces. Coach Shawn, tell me if I'm wrong here. When a coach comes in year 3, what do they always say? You have your guys now, so you should be ready to go kick ass. So if you ain't got your guys this year, that's your damn problem.
He has his
honestly,
guys. The thing is, they're not experienced.
Year 3, he should have his guys. He should have 2 classes in there. So he should have juniors coming in now that he can say, these guys have been here with me for 2 years, so I can count on these guys. Now, if you're not able to keep and retain them, that's on you as a coach.
Yeah, that is true. But one thing about it is no more young guys no more, because with the NIL, you can bring in experienced guys who can play, who's been in the fire. Like, there's no, I got 2 years or 3 years to get the guys in the system. You got to start now. You got to play now. Like, my job, like, coaches are getting fired after year 1 or 2 almost, or at least 2 years. So they expect production right away.
Because you're supposed to have your guys year 3.
Exactly. That's true.
Look,
so I'll 3.
Say this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll say this, man, was the most uncomfortable thing for me. And I'm hoping we don't. I didn't quite understand what Coach Womack was doing up front a lot of times. It was a lot of what we call on offense bubbles. Bubbles meaning any gap that a defensive lineman is not in, right? If I'm an offensive guy running RPO, inside zone, man scheme, and I'm imagining with Keelan, they'll do a lot of that. I'm reading the Z receiver of Alabama's offense. I'm reading our offense against you guys. I'm reading the Z receiver, right? Obviously, in basic mode, strong safety is down. We're going to throw it, right? Strong safety, the safety is up. It commands that we run it, right? We're trying to get you guys in 2 safety high looks. I'm trying my best to make you in 2 safety high looks. In the simplest form, you can dress this stuff up as much as you want. Alabama, hopefully, against defenses with these quarterbacks we have, we would love. I want to throw. Me personally, I want to throw the ball and leverage cornerbacks, preferably off playing. If I catch you playing high and inside, right? I love throwing the ball on out routes to the bottom. I love post corners, which to me is the most best route ever created. A post corner, love it. I catch you playing cover 3, middle of the field, close. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to post corner you to death, right? So Womack has got to be more versatile, man, because again, we start playing these teams with high octane offenses, brother. We got to have something for that. And the way, just like Marvin said earlier, the way you counteract that is you got to have some guys that can win in one-on-one battles. You got to get to the quarterback. You don't got to sack him every time, but you got to be able to get back there, man. You can't allow a team to get comfortable and penny pinch you to death and then be physical and run over you like Indiana did. That when you start off the season like we did against Florida State and you end the season like we did against Indiana, you know, it's tough, man. It's very, very tough to get that out of your mind.
Coach Shawn, was there one game this season that we sped up a quarterback's internal clock?
Man.
And you know, like I know, if you don't speed up that internal clock,
I don't. Yeah, because it again,
Tennessee.
the teams where we could have done that, it seemed like we chose not to. Missouri, that guy proved it for 3 quarters he could not throw the ball. Why were we dropping 8 so long? We allowed these guys to stay in the football game. We should have pushed these guys. know, I didn't understand that at all. And I'm not in the room with these guys. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying I don't understand. You know, I was a
We
little
made it
lost.
a point to hit the quarterback. So he like, listen, you gonna know we here.
That's
Because
facts.
we don't want you. You let that quarterback get comfortable and he feel like he at home back there. It's gonna be a long night.
I'm gonna be optimistic. I think they self-evaluate this offseason. I hope they self-evaluate. They figured out what they couldn't do well and what they can do well. And I think they should have a different outcome this year. I hope so. You know, as an alumni. Go ahead.
All I remember at the end of the last season was all disrespect will be addressed. And I'd be damned, we got
addressed, but it's not the way you anticipated.
We got kicked in our ass. I thought we was going to address disrespect. Look like we got turned around and sent home.
Maybe they just meant the Vandy game.
Well,
but hey, well, look, so
I'm glad Indiana was saying to go win it though. Indiana beat everybody though.
They defensive guys. Are you guys sure that this big 6'5", 300-pound guy is going to play better than James Smith? Are you sure that who else we got new on that defense? I mean, we got two middle guys that I know QB Reese is going to be a dog at some point when he gets some reps in his belt. But right now you have no middles that have starts under their belt, right? Mm-hmm. Are you sure they're going to be better? Are you sure that?
With you, as a former starting middle linebacker in the SEC, breaking in the new one ain't easy, baby. That's one difficult job.
That's the whole fact, brother.
Marvin, when we got Caleb Woodson in the offseason from the transfer portal, you had a chance to review his film, and he's put on some weight. He's up to 230, 235, around 240, and he may be the guy in the middle. How comfortable with him right now taking over in that spot, being the quarterback of the defense essentially?
I mean, you got to see it though. You got to see it against real competition because you got to see how they, how he intakes the game. Because in a real game, when you're getting that motion, that quarterback's making adjustments, and you got to see, is the tight end on the ball? Is the running back one by one with the quarterback? You're looking out here at the X and the Z, who's lined up on ball, it's so much information you got to process in less than a second. So I want to see it in real time, not in spring, because in the spring, they're going to slow stuff down. They're going to make it so that they can grasp it. I got to see it when it counts because there's so much more that goes on when it counts. And again, I've seen a lot of great linebackers who had to move outside linebacker because they couldn't have that mental that they needed to play middle linebacker.
All right.
Are you guys sure? I'm sorry, Jess.
Before I'll let you finish that in just a sec. Real quick, we got a sponsor to bring up. Marvin Constant, tell the folks what they need to have with them as they go to the A-Day game.
Visit whitwillsports.com. Enter the promo code the Bama Standard for your 10% discount. For all you Bama fans who are heartbroken and disappointed, you can get your title towel so you can wipe them tears away while you're not watching A-Day game. Those of you who are in black, you can take your title towel, have them wave it in the air. Hey, support the Tide, baby. Hey, either way it goes, visit whitwillsports.com. Enter the promo code the Bama Standard for your 10% off discount, baby. And roll Tide.
Yes, roll Tide. All right, Coach, I'm going to let you finish that.
No, I'm just going to ask Marvin and Ty. Are they sure the young man from USC going to be able to play the 4-eye? Is he going to be able to play the 5 tech? I mean, is he going to be able to successfully do that the way they need him to?
Where is he coming from?
USC.
Where is he coming from again?
California.
He came from USC.
What
conference that is?
Well, Big Ten now.
Big Ten now. Yeah.
Formerly Pac-12.
We still run the ball in the SEC, right?
Yeah.
Well, he got to learn quick.
And that was a struggling point.
Well, my point is, do we know what scheme we run? Are we going to teach him what we actually do? We know what to teach him, hell? That's my point. Because we were so out of alignment so much last season. Yeah. Are we going to get that part right? Because it's hard to say, can they do the job if they're not even lined up properly? And a lot of times we weren't lined up right. They snapping the ball. We still trying to get a call in.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Do you feel like Coach Womack this is his year to is it hot seat year, you think?
Yeah. How short is the leash?
Definitely hot seat year. And if I'm him, I'm sending in a lot of loaded calls. And my second call may just be a base defense. If I don't like that look, I'm going to give my middle linebacker the ability to switch to a base because you should be able to defend anything out of base. And I mean, because again, so many times where we're trying to send another call and they just snapping the ball and running it on us. Just give them a loaded call with 2 or 3 damn calls.
That's true. One thing about Coach Saban defense, we had a check for a check. If they came out of this, we were checking in this. They came out of that, we'll check to that. I do know Womack defense is to play fast. It's one call, play fast. And he may need, like you said, something more complex to kind of get him going. But go ahead.
You can't do that. Like we played the same way y'all did with loaded calls. Like I had 2 or 3 defenses that at my disposal every play. Like, you know, I can look at Ellis and, you know, sometimes he wouldn't even give me that. He would just leave it up to me what to call. But if you just you can't just run out there with one damn call. Because you know, like I know they're gonna go in motion, something gonna happen, somebody gonna reset.
That's true.
That call is no longer valid. So now you gotta look back over here and wait, and they snapping the damn ball. Just send the loaded damn call.
Yeah.
Kai, you asked if Womack was on the hot seat. Man, I'll take it a step further, and I'm not going to dance around it. I don't really care. I think we'll be here longer than the staff. The check that when you took the big leap to come to the University of Alabama on the heels of Nick Saban, you knew what kind of risk you were running and what kind of meat grinder it's going to be. I think there's 2 meat grinders in sports that are different than any, and it's Kentucky basketball. Look at Cal right now. He's about to take Arkansas back Sweet 16s. He couldn't do it in Kentucky, and it's so much easier in Kentucky. But the expectations are at such a surreal level, and I think that check's coming to roost this year. If things, this is a weird. I mean, this program's weird right now. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's really happy. There's a lot of angst. We're talking about Womack in year 3. But you looking up and down the board, there's talent all over this damn roster. There's the pieces to win in this league are still there. Oh, Marvin, you make that face on you.
Because that was my argument last year, Pettey. You said we had one of the top 2 composite rosters in college, and we're going to get our ass kicked.
You do. So what's that say? That's why I'm saying I don't care what they say. That whole staff, it ain't Womack. That whole staff's on the hot seat if things don't look different this year. Because I'm going to stand by it. The biggest indictment on that staff was the playoffs, was the fact that every bit of every team that was dominating had Nick Saban's pedigree on it, and they looked like Alabama football. Indiana looked like Alabama football. Miami and Cristobal looked like a juggernaut offensive line that wore you out. What the hell did that remind you of? Oh, Derrick Henry and company. So, man, you saw Nick Saban's pedigree everywhere but one team in the playoffs. That was damn Alabama. So, man, it's sorry, man. That's you when you sign the check to come here. That's what you're asking for. So you better make it look different.
3 losses and they're out of there. 3 losses and they'll be looking for new jobs. I'm telling you now.
Whole claim.
And man,
that's
I'll be honest.
11 losses in 3 seasons.
And I don't know if y'all looked at the over/under totals that have come out of FanDuel now for next season because of the now 9-game SEC schedule that just made it a whole lot damn easier to get 3 losses. This is the first time since Saban took over in the dominance of Alabama that an SEC team didn't have a total win total out of Vegas of at least 10.5. Georgia is 9.5. Texas 9.5. Bama 8.5. So what you're saying, Marvin, it's going to be tougher. It's going to be a whole lot not tougher. It's going to be a whole lot easier to get to that 3-loss column with this 9-game SEC slate.
But they lose 3, their ass is getting fired. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, also don't look now, but we don't have a quarterback that's ever started a football game.
And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. One person who does not disappoint. He is an Alabama alum. Isaac Adubison, otherwise known as Obafemi, will be competing against Brock Lesnar this weekend in WrestleMania. Thai fans, cheer on Obafemi this weekend. So I'm a wrestling fan. Had to throw that out there.
I was about to say, you probably the only person on here that knew that.
Chat, help me out. How many of y'all are supporters of
You still playing with Transformers too, Justin? Let me find out.
Don't ask questions. You want answers too. All right, let's talk about the quarterbacks. I'm going to put everybody on the spot. And also 2 key position groups. Bama plays tomorrow. Who's going to start?
Play Friday, right?
I'll ask the question, okay? If it Kentucky or if it's Georgia, pressure right now. Who are you trotting out there at quarterback? Coach Shawn, I know you specialize in the run game too, so I'm going to let you talk about the run backs too. But panel, who are you trotting out at quarterback? Start me out, Marvin. I'm going to go to Ty King, Pettey, and Coach Shawn.
I mean, looking at it, Austin Mack followed him from Washington. So naturally, I would say Austin Mack will be who you bring out there first. Again, I see the same situation that the way it played out with Blake Barnett and Jalen back in the day, Jalen Hurts, because, Blake started and then they brought Jalen and he struggled and they brought Jalen in and he carried the team the rest of that season. So I think they're going to give the job to Austin Mack, to lose. Now, if he loses it, that's on him. Then I see Russell the entire season. But if Russell goes in and he's your starter from the start, I don't think we have Mack this season. I can see Mack stepping out and transferring if he knows he's not going to start this year, because that means he still has 2 years of eligibility left. And we know the kid wants to play. Kid's not going to sit on the bench and lose his last 2 years of eligibility. That ain't going to happen. So if you don't give him that option to play, you're going to lose him. So, and you put your hopes of your season in the hands of a freshman, a redshirt freshman, but it's still a freshman though, with no game experience. And I'm gonna tell you, man, when you put them out there in that fire, it's different. And like T King said, it's scholarship players on the other side of that ball too. Now you can't act like they playing against the school of the deaf and the blind. So, yeah, I mean, you gotta keep both of them. So how do you do it? You have to start Matt and let him have the job to lose.
So do you think if you start Austin Mack, Russell doesn't leave himself?
I don't think Russell would leave. I think you gotta give it to him, like, hey, or you go into it with both of them splitting time in the first 2 games till you figure out who your starter is. But they're gonna have to they gotta give both of them a chance. If you don't give Mack an opportunity, you lose Mack. And if Russell gets hurt, you're screwed.
But if you don't make the right choice and you don't win, like you just said 2 minutes ago, you lose 3 games, your ass is gone.
Well,
right.
I don't get
if Russell's the best option to win, you trot out your best option to win, and I think it's going to be Russell.
Because
I think if Mack was the man, he would have already gotten it.
Because if he doesn't, Lane Kiffin's going to come calling, and so is Sarkisian. Go ahead. Sorry, Ty.
What'd you say, Justin?
I was going to say, if he doesn't start, who's going to be on the horn first, Lane Kiffin or Steve Sarkisian. But also, too, look at who we got coming in at quarterback. We already got Jet Tamala and Tagan Kawa there, but then we got Trent Seaborn, who was on our show last week, coming in.
How many of them can play this year? Again, I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's going to start the whole season. I'm just saying you start him first. That way you can at least keep him for the season in the event that you need him. Russell will be the starter by game 3. I can guarantee you that.
Well, you better figure it out.
Keep Mack on your roster for the season.
I don't think you wait till week 3. Your job is to play the best player who can play right now. Who can give you the best position to win not the first game. I'm talking about the 15th game. Correct. Who gives you that best opportunity? You don't wait, because regardless who starts, the other guy's leaving eventually. Regardless, and I'd rather have the.
Yeah, go sorry.
And I'd rather have the young guy who's gonna have more years with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him, but I want to keep my backup too.
But at some point, you got to get continuity with the team believing in who you're picking and your leader, and that's your quarterback's your guy, man. It's like you.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask y'all. So y'all telling me that Coach Nick Saban didn't know that Jalen Hurts was better than Blake Barnett going into that game?
I think he did. I think he showed the spring.
But he was smart enough to know he needed both of them. So he took the approach that he could keep both of them for that team.
But he also knew Tua was better than Jalen going into the SEC championship too. He played him second half, and he kept Jalen to keep the camaraderie of the locker room. I think he's starting him. I mean,
but you got to play the game too, though. As bad as you just want to say, I'm playing Keelan from the start. Yeah, that's what any brilliant
Saban wasn't also on any hot seat. He could have told you, I'm about to play peanut butter and jelly, and everybody been like, all right, cool.
And that was before the portal and NIL too.
All right, but look at it like this. Okay, but look at it like this. Keelan wasn't the biggest of person. He's put on a little weight and a little mass. Look at how bad Ty got beat up last year. If we don't, like, you do that to
that was because of our O-line. That wasn't
right. That's what I'm saying, though. But I'm just saying, we don't know what's going to happen this year. Until you see it, you don't know.
Agree.
So you got to prepare for any and every situation. So as a coach, I'm going to do what I got to do to keep both of them. So if it means I got to start Matt game 1 and then bring in Jalen second half of game 1, let him get his reps, and then potentially game 2, game 3, I switch to Russell, then that's what I'm going to do. But I got to keep both of my quarterbacks. because it's a long season and you're playing 9 damn SEC games this year and the playoffs. You know how much abuse that is on a young quarterback?
Well, once the season starts, they can't transfer to December anyway. So you're pretty much locked in anyway. But
he can't transfer, but if he doesn't play a game, he doesn't lose his year's eligibility though.
I understand that means he's still gone. What do you mean? I'm still out of there. That means with an extra year.
And you got your starter, and then you're bringing in some young guns as your backup.
And then, but at the end of the day, the team knows who should be starting, and you don't want to create that in the locker room. You. And they will say it behind the back. He should be starting, man. He should be playing right now. And they get behind that guy who's sitting down on the bench that should be starting. As soon as he gets in that game, that brings some type of motivation, some type of locker room vibe that gets him to go play lights out. You know that.
Never heard that story, Marvin.
You're gonna have to feed both of them early though, because we're going to need both of them. We are going to need them. Look at the back half of last season when Ty was beat up and was struggling. If we had somebody, we could have really counted on to put in what we do against when he couldn't play against Indiana. We had to bring Mack in. So again, for those you don't know, that may happen in game 5, game 6.
And he moved the ball to that game. That's when he got in. He did move the ball.
Yeah, he did in the season. So I'm gonna do my best to keep both of them on my roster. So am I gonna give him the start first game? You're damn right. It's gonna be his job to lose, and I'm gonna feed Keelan. I'm gonna let him in the games. And like I said, by game 2, game 3, Keelan probably gonna be the starter. But I'm gonna do my damnedest to keep both of them.
Yeah, but say something. Okay, say you do that and something goes insanely awry in those first 2 games, Marvin. You know this. You were in a damn locker room where this happened. And players feel like they already knew who the guy was, but he wasn't starting. Things get a little bit rocky. Then all of a sudden you got players questioning coaches, and all of a sudden
hold on. Stop me right there, Pettey. When you say things go awry, if things going awry in game 1, you put Keelan in the game. You just answer what I just said.
They better not go awry week 1 with East Illinois.
Yeah, it should not. I know.
Library College.
Right there. There's some bigger.
But that's what I just said. When things go awry, that's why same thing happened with Jalen and Blake. That's what.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I still they don't get comfortable of who's going to be the quarterback. You seen the switch out. Oh, this quarterback this series, that next quarterback next series, and sometimes the play calling change because of the type of quarterback you have too. You can't get in a rhythm. You can't get into a flow of a game when that happens.
But you got to have both. For my freshman,
I agree.
John David Phillips was our quarterback. He's patting the ball. He don't see Mike Peterson come off that end. JD is still buried in Brad. Didn't say him to this day. Mike Peterson buried his ass, and Andrew Dodd had to come in the game, and we played a hell of a game. Almost won it. Next year we win the SEC championship. We all knew that Zao was a better quarterback, but John David had been there. The moment John David gets hurt, Zao steps in. We finish up season high level. Go to a bowl. Next year, we win the SEC. You have to have both.
All right, Pettey, you're up. You get to follow this. And then we got Coach Shawn waiting in the wings.
Who starts?
If tomorrow we started, say against Kentucky,
I'm rolling out Russell.
Okay.
That's if I'm DeBoer right now. That's all. I'm rolling out Russell. I'm going with the ceiling, and that's the ceiling. And I'm giving the team to build around him this offseason. Look, man, you're playing poker. Now you got to push all your chips on the table. You've got your young stud that everybody was excited, the biggest quarterback prospect since Bryce to come in here. I get you got your kid with him. He's got a little bit more experience, and he has looked good, man. Mac has looked solid at times. But the ceiling that's supposed to be on Russell, and you're playing for your career at Alabama, not your career, so to speak. He'll be able to get other coaching jobs if something doesn't work out and he don't catch fire here. Who knows, man? I'm not saying that. But if it's me, my ass is on the hot seat. I'm going with the kid that gives me the best chance, and that's Keelan Russell.
And let me piggyback off of that. Keelan Russell coming from Texas football, playing in Duncanville, Dallas, right? That's the closest thing you're going to get to SEC football, I think.
Yeah, he's right.
So I think he's familiar with the smash mouth football. I think he's familiar with taking hits and running with the ball or doing what he does the best. I would go with Keelan Russell as well. I think he gets the job done. He has more he's younger, he's more energetic, he can run and he can sling it. He can throw it in some tight windows. And how tall is he? He's about what? 6'4", 6'5". He can see the. I think he can see the defense. Man, I go with the young guy.
Hey, he played quarterback. He better be able to see the damn defense. What the hell you mean? He can see it.
Well, that was some
question. We in trouble.
The reason
you played with some dudes from Pettey that couldn't see you, Marvin.
Well, I'm saying that because Bryce Young was short, right? And they was saying that was some question why he couldn't see for real. That's why I'm saying that, because we had some short quarterbacks in the past. But Keelan Russell I think is the guy that give us the best opportunity to be successful.
Coach Shawn
is that dude. That he is.
Coach Shawn, you're the last one to speak on this. We play Georgia tomorrow. Who you trotting out at quarterback? And I'll go one further. Who you trotting out at running back?
For me, man, now we got to put this into context. You said if we play Georgia tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. I agree with everything you guys said. Keelan is the future of Alabama football. This kid is going to be awesome. But if you're asking me tomorrow, only sample size I've had is the few games we've had. And the few games we've had, I'm going with Mac. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I watched Keelan in the game against whoever they both threw touchdowns against. I forgot what team it was.
Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, Louisiana Monroe. I watched Keelan. First play, make a bad decision. He pulled it. He should have gave it to A.K. Deer. If he gave it to A.K. Deer would still be running right now. They totally collapsed on Keelan. We lost 3 or 4 yards on that play. The whole linebacker core just bad decision, right? Great pass, indecisive, but great pass, accurate, a little small for me. I watched Mac flat-footed throw a 30-yard flare pass and hit dude right in stride. I watched him against some team where Rico Scott caught the ball. I think it was Tennessee. Flat-footed, throw about a 35-yard ball to Rico Scott, caught it. I'm not sure what team. I think it's Tennessee. Mac right now to me is the better passer. To me, I'm not sure I know his release is not as fast as Keelan's. I don't know who has a stronger arm, but if you ask me by tomorrow, I'm putting Mac in there. I'm not putting I'm not putting freshman. Listen, man, playing Marvin, I can't tell y'all nothing. You already know. Playing quarterback is damn hard, bro.
Yeah,
it is hard.
It is.
In high school, I know quarterback, and I get it. Texas you're right. Texas football is as close as you're gonna get. SEC, man, you got protections, you got hots, you got all these different things they're gonna throw at you. And both of these guys are gonna struggle with that because neither one of them has played a lot. But what I've seen from Mac, the 2 sample sizes I've seen, if the question is who would you go with tomorrow, I'm putting Austin Mack out there. Because I know who went out there when Ty got hurt. That's all I know.
And Mac is actually a very good quarterback.
He's not bad at all.
Yeah,
he's not bad. He's not bad.
By 230, and he can whip that thing. He don't want to run nobody.
And he played very relaxed too.
Yeah, he's a little more twitchy than I thought. He's a little more twitchy than I gave him credit for.
When he said he was coming, I said, "Damn, I'm happy," because I know I seen him in high school.
That's fast.
The kid is actually a hell of a damn QB.
Yes, he is.
All right, give us.
I have a question. One question before you move on. How much in their head they're wondering if I mess up, the next guy's coming in?
100% they are.
Yeah,
100% they are. Yeah.
But it's quarterback different. You know it's different.
The special ones, Ty, is the ones that can tune that out. Those are the special ones that can tune that out and just go play, man. But in this day and age, the bad part about this is whichever one of these guys start, the other one might be gone, man. But like Marvin said, it'd be a true blessing to keep both of these guys.
And you make a good point. And I wonder, did y'all ever see that in practice when there was a quarterback competition? Because that sometimes will be what cost a quarterback the job, is he's trying to win the job on every damn play and be.
That's true.
You know, it's what kid can keep. And I do agree with y'all sentiment. There's nothing there. Absolutely. Mac, he's got the size. He's got beautiful touch on the ball. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So, I mean, if he's your guy, though, you ride him, go win with him. You better go win.
Exactly. Don't switch him in and out, in and out.
I said it would be his job to lose. That's the approach that I would take with it.
Yeah. Now, if he don't perform, facts.
Well, maybe that's my thing, Martin. When you say I think they'll start him and then be Russell by third game, man, you better hope not. You better hope starting day one, he's your quarterback on day 50 on week.
Correct.
15.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he messes up, then you'll see Russell.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it should be his. For me, it would be his job to lose.
Yep.
Coach Shawn, who's your running back?
My starting running back. And look, this is my spot, bro. I played this game, this position all my life. Listen, man. Let me warn everybody. And Ty, Marvin, they already know what I'm about to say. Love Isaiah Crowell, bro. Love what he did in high school. Love it. Love it. That kid is different. Let me warn y'all about this running back spot, bro. It's not high school, man. It is completely different playing in. Listen, now you got to pick up blitzes. In high school, I don't ever remember even blocking. I don't even remember blocking. I swear to you, I don't. I don't even remember making one block, bro. Listen, college, you gotta pick up the blitz, brother. You got to catch the ball out the backfield. It's different when these guys are just as fast as you. These guys are huge. They're coming downhill really fast and really quick. And these guys, the number one thing about college, and I played at HBCU, is not Alabama, but the number one thing I remember is the little moves you had in high school that always worked. Them things don't work no more, man. So you gotta right? And after the first practice, you have injuries that you never had before. You're like, good night. It's just totally different. So be careful with these expectations on the freshmen, man. I'm telling you.
Coach Shawn, I do. Hold on. I want to stop you for a second, though, man. I want you to quit selling. Like, I know you're giving homage to some dudes that played some Alabama, which is the cream of the crop SEC football.
Yes, sir.
Don't be selling that HBCU short, my man. Walter Ray, Darius Ryan,
hell yeah,
Willie Satellite Totten, Steve Air McNair, man.
My former teammate Robert Mathis, my brother.
Robert, man, some of the greatest ballers to ever play this game
Sharp
came through the ranks with you, my brother. So you
Right.
played with some dogs, my man. Don't
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. You're being humble. I appreciate the humble.
Yeah,
Give yourself some props. You were a bad man at the HBCU level too.
You know, if I had to pick a starter right now, I think, you know, I like everybody, man, but I'll tell you what I don't like it without this won't be dissing no kid. I don't like big backs that don't run big. I just don't like that. I'm one of the few.
Let me ask you a question, Coach. What do you
talking
think
about
the
Daniel
last 2 years, our running backs just running into the backs of our offensive linemen? We ain't making no cuts. We just running to the back of our damn linemen.
But
Bro,
how much?
I could get on this soapbox to tomorrow morning, brother.
But Coach, how much of that was on the O line? I thought
it's enough blame for both. It's enough blame for both. Trust me, it's enough for both. But I will say this, man. I like Kevin Riley. I know he's smaller. I get it. Kevin Riley put his foot in the ground, brother, and he get upfield quick. That's what you got to have. You got to have these guys that attack the line of scrimmage, man. You can't have these guys as hesitant, that they're running on eggshells. They don't know whether they want to. I don't like big backs that don't run big. You know, I love Najee. I'm going to give you an example. Love Najee. But to me, Najee was a zone Dalvin Cook, not his fast back. He's not B-Rob. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not Josh Jacobs. Right? Remember when Josh ran over that guy from Oklahoma? Yeah. Najee would have jumped over him. No, I want to take this going. You can't be 230 and run like you 180. I don't like that. That bothered me. You know what I mean?
Coach Shawn, what about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Jahmyr, that's 1 foot, 1 cut.
That's who Riley reminds me of.
Yes. By the time the linebackers feel, this cat is by them. You know, when he get that 1 foot in the ground, upfield, shoulder square, upfield. Those are the most difficult kind of backs if you can get those lightning in the bottle kind of guys, man, in today's SEC with so much space, right?
Here's the thing. If Alabama's offensive coordinator was intelligent, if he was smart, he'd get his ass on a plane to go to Detroit, and he would find out from them exactly how they use Jahmyr Gibbs, because they put on a clinic and how
they use them. Facts, man. That is the explosiveness.
And I think we're still trying to establish the run game, honestly.
Yeah,
because we didn't have a run game last year. We're trying to establish, and we have so many. We got 6 different types backs, running backs. That is, Jam Miller's back, right? EJ Crowell put up like 230. Like he has about 30 more pounds he'd added on this offseason. So he's going to be bigger than people think he is. But we just got to establish what type of running offense we're going to have, because again, last year was non-existent. So what type of, are we going to be like a running gun? Are we going to be, hey, one back system, run down your throat? Like, what are we type of offense? Because we don't have it. We didn't have
No
it last
identity.
year. We don't have it here. So we have to start there first, create an identity. And whenever that other back comes in, cater to his strengths.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. What type of running offense are we going to have first?
Alabama had the worst rushing offense that I've seen in my lifetime last year. I don't know if people understand how bad it was, man. These guys were terrible running the football, man. It's
I
another
said the same thing, Coach, and I grew up selling Cokes in that stadium.
I say your lifetime. I need to do this. That kind of prompted me. I'm gonna look. I don't think there's been a team in the history of Alabama that was that bad rushing.
I think it was way back in the 40s.
It was bad, bro. It was bad.
They averaged 2-3 yards a carry.
Well, you also got to commit to the run game, not carry the ball 7 times and completely abandon it and play air raid the rest of the way. I'm talking about abandoning it in the second quarter and never using it again.
That's facts.
We did that too much last year.
Think about how much better we would have been if we'd at least just can run the ball. How many games we could have won.
Oh, AJ McCarron said, if we are able to run the ball, we win the national championship.
Yeah.
Well, we got to be able to stop somebody.
I was about to say,
Marvin,
I'm in now. It's your turn. I'm in on
Indiana took us to the woodshed on our defense.
They did.
I don't think us running
did.
back stops us from Indiana.
Georgia kicked our doors in defensively.
But we all know if we run the ball, they load the box. That opened up the pass game. We know that.
T King, you
Don't
can
get me
load the
started
box
on
all
this
you want.
offense.
That ain't gonna do nothing for 38-3.
Don't get me started on this offense, man, because it's way more than just the running game, bro.
We gonna load the box. Hey,
Don't get me started. Vertical routes, 3rd and 3. We running high lows and vertical. What?
You mean Hugh Freeze 2.0?
Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started on this
And
offense,
honestly,
man.
Auburn had one of the best rosters as well out there, and they couldn't do anything either. But that's another topic.
When Freeze left, they did. That's what's funny about it. All right, we got to get to the audience. They have some questions. They've been waiting a while. We appreciate your patience. So let's get the mic over to them and start us out. We got Don Parker, panel. Inquiring minds want to know, is the board doing the ice cream social on game day? Big Worm got to eat too.
Big Worm.
Nah, you ever had Dippin' Dots?
No,
Marvin's never had Dippin' Dots.
no,
I
never had Dippin'
I
Dots
definitely
in my
had
damn
Dippin'
life.
Dots because I got kids that are young, so they
exactly.
like Dippin' Dots.
I
Marvin,
got kids, and I ain't never had no damn Dippin' Dots.
good Lord! You speaking of Big Worm, you like the Dad and Friday. Oh,
I eat
put
steak
some water on that kid.
Here's a good question from Latoya Billingsley, 883. Do y'all think London Simmons will stay at nose or slide down the line?
Stay nose. He's disruptive.
That dude
I
is
mean,
a house ripper.
if he could put on about a good 10, 15 pounds muscle and get that bench press up, I'll leave his ass at nose, locking out centers and guards all day, baby. That should free up your inside backers. But, I don't know what kind of scheme we're running up front, so then that might be a moot point. So I'm going to retract that statement.
I like to see him at the 3 if he stay the same size. I like to see him, the 3 tech.
Yeah.
So he's what? He's about what? 6'3", 303?
3-0, I think 3 even, but he's got some power now. He's got some strength. He's in that weight room. That kid works.
Well, I say, at about 315, 320, I put him at nose, but I'm going to agree with Coach Shawn. At that size, I put him at a 3.
Yeah.
But we need a nose that's a good 325, 330 that can really anchor that D-line, though.
Yep.
That's what we're missing.
But having somebody beside him who can be a great compliment, like a Jeremiah Beeman, a healthy Jeremiah Beeman, can make a difference in his play too.
He's coming off of ACL.
All right, Don Parker, thank you for the $5 super chat. Make this make sense, please. How is Womack still defense coordinator when Pruitt is still out there? Swarm defense, like flies swaying to we all know what.
A hot steaming pile done. We know. I mean, but at some point, I'm hoping they'll get him some help, though. He needs help. He needs help all around with that defense, especially that front 7, man. He just needs some help on his staff. I don't know what they're going to do about it, but he needs some help.
Bo Davis.
Well, I can't really speak on what he should do better, because I still want him to come recruit my kids. Of course, I'm at Thompson High School right now, so I still want him to come recruit my kids. But
Thompson
you know,
University.
Pruitt, oh yeah, Pruitt is definitely out there available. I heard he might be going up north. I'm hearing.
Yes,
but
I've heard the same.
I'm hearing a lot of things in the shakeup with that. I just hope he can figure it out this year.
Yeah.
You know, I hope he get it all, you know, fixed and self-evaluated, understanding their weak spots and plug up those spots where we can fit it in at.
See, King, I'll let you know the point that I'm at. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Justin and Pettey know. I take all bets on Alabama.
He does. He takes
About
bets.
halfway through the season, I had to tell everyone I'm no longer taking bets.
He was out of money.
That was a heartbreaking moment. He was so defeated. I'd never seen him like that.
Alabama took more money than his divorce.
I'm going into the 2026 season with no bets, that is rare for me. Usually by this time, I got about a good 5 to 10 bets lined up for the season about, you know, win totals and the guys. I got a lot of friends who play at other schools like you do. So, you know, everybody like to bet. Man, I'd have turned down all them bets this year. You know, get off my line, man.
Right.
Man. But T King, I gotta give you a shout out to Trent Seaborn, man. Awesome young man. We had him on last week.
That's a great player and an awesome kid at the same time.
Great kid.
He works hard. I'm with him every day. He can sling it. He does everything. He is what you want in a quarterback. I feel like he will put an impact once he step on the in Tuscaloosa, and he want to compete for a job. So there's your backup right there, Marvin.
Yeah, but he's got his season though.
I'll tell you this:
I know.
only downfall for Trent is his offensive coordinator in high school holds him back greatly. Coach Costanzo is just inept in every way when it comes to offensive coordinating.
Give him some context.
I was better at tight end. I was better at getting girls at the beach because he's just got he's lame. I got to get. That's now a second reminder that I got to give Bradley a text. Give
him a text, and I'm gonna tell him tomorrow or next week as well. When we get out
tell him this guy named Pettey said, give him a call and he'll help you with your lack of offensive coordinating skills.
They played high school ball together.
Gotcha.
Good buddy of mine.
Gotcha.
As far as demeanor goes, does Trent remind you a little bit of AJ in his demeanor and approach to the game?
Man, he's very cerebral, and he's so ready for college. Like, he makes some throws that I haven't seen college kids throw right now. So I think he's ready. Think about it. He's been doing it since 8th grade. Actually, 7th grade. He just haven't started until 8th grade. He's been working on a high school level since 7th grade. So
I remind myself. Sorry, go ahead.
But he's definitely a full package. He takes it personal when people say he's undersized or he can't do something. He takes it personal and he goes show you that he can do it. So I love the kid, man. I love being around him. He brings the team around him. He brings them up. He does everything you want in a quarterback, honestly.
I had to remind myself that it was a kid we were talking to because the way he carried himself, I felt like it was a grown man.
And Ty, man, you and Marvin sat in locker rooms with just the biggest freaks of all. And like you said, this kid started in 8th grade. So I know that's not going to the college level. And you spoke about it earlier, Coach Shawn, the jump to high school and all the stuff. But holy hell, I've got to believe that a kid that was able to step in at a place like Thompson that is legit football factory and play at that level that early has got to give him some kind of confidence and prep to be able to go to the next level and immediately compete.
Yeah, and Bama is his school that it's like his dream school. So he's getting to go to play at his dream school. So that alone gives you the motivation to want to go do well. You got me. But what we do at Thompson U, we definitely prepare our kids for sure. We have a college structured environment, and we break down films. And he wants to. When he have a bad day in 707, he's in the film room watching the film from 707, trying to figure out how he messed up just like 10 or 15 minutes afterwards. So when I tell you he works. And it's kind of proud to say he's going to my alma mater too. So I feel good about that.
All right, Coach Shawn, the 4 of us are going to the game. That's it. We're coming to Thompson U. We're going to watch this kid. We're going to watch everything y'all doing. Hey, shout
Oh,
out
yeah.
to Don Parker. $5. DeBoer would rather have Big Worm than Pruitt. SMH. All right, let's see. Who on that D line was elite getting after the quarterback that left? Johan Carey. Well, that's the point I was kind of making. The ones that left had all types of talent, but what were they showing you on film? And honestly,
Coaching matters.
Don Parker. Go ahead, Tyrone.
I'm saying my piece on that.
They couldn't get on the field.
Coaching matters.
It does. I agree with that. But they could. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Womack knows who's better. If he looks better than the guy that's on the field, he should play. I'm pretty sure that part shouldn't be hard.
Well, I'm
That
talking
part
about
shouldn't
the
be hard.
production of the ones who did play. That's what I'm saying, coaching. The ones that did play. I'm
I
saying
got you.
coaching matters in terms of their production.
Gotcha.
Because they didn't produce the way they should have, the ones that did play.
I agree.
That's why I say
And
coaching matters.
And that's why the guys who didn't play leaving. And they had a conversation. So you got to think about this too. If I'm paying you X amount of dollars and you're not starting, I'm cutting that pay next year. So you're not going to sit on a bench and get this X amount of dollars this upcoming season unless you are able to produce something. And I think that's one of the reasons why some of these guys left. They're not getting the pay and they're not starting. Well, let me get out of here instead of earning a position or earning a spot to play.
But
That was a real conversation that was had.
To be able to go out and do what they need to do.
That's another question right there. I can't answer that one.
Coaching matters.
I'm not there.
Don
I
Parker,
agree.
$5. I'm not convinced they all self-evaluate when we still have DeBoer, Grubb, Womack, Roach, Ballou, and Nunez.
Ooh.
All right, boom.
No comment on that one.
3,200, $5. Shout out to Coach Shawn, my guy. Rimmer beat y'all.
Up in the air.
McNair beat 256 Family A2 in Atlanta, 7-on-7.
What?
To remind you.
Oh yeah. That was a few years back. We had played them in Atlanta, the 7-on-7 tournament, 256 Family up here in Huntsville. I think he went to Frederick Douglass or somewhere, or McNair or somewhere out there in Atlanta.
But why he had to wait to this show to take that shot at you, though?
He always be on me, man. He be on me about that. He always be on me even on Brinsky's show. He be on me about that, man. Shout out to Bone, man.
Well, I'm glad you were here and it would have had to been because I wouldn't none of us would have known what the hell that meant. I thought he was talking about Steve McNair.
I did too.
I think that's a high school or something in Georgia.
McNair High School. It's in the Cat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I know it. Now, when you said it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
They call it McNasty. Yeah.
McNasty.
Last question of the night comes from Ephron. Which wide receiver can consistently stretch the field? Lotzir Brooks can. Noah Rogers can.
All of them can, depending on circumstance. I mean,
That's what I was about to say. Do they use Ryan in a different way this year?
right. They can all stretch the field, you know.
Because I honestly think something was going on between Ryan and the OC last year. The way they used him was not beneficial to the team. I hope it wasn't. I hope it was just, I don't know. But they have to use him differently this year.
Again, I go Noah Rogers, and I'm hearing in spring practice, he's been doing some things. He's been stretching those DBs. He did well at North Carolina State. Will it transfer over to the SEC? It remains to be seen. But I like the kid and his potential. Lotzir Brooks, I mean, you have to give it up to him. He came on strong late last season. You got to think it's going to carry over to this season.
They're saying he's one of the fastest receivers on the team, too, what I'm hearing. So he's faster than Ryan. So why not have your faster receiver stretch the field? It creates more openings for your other receivers.
Yeah, but that's called coaching, though, T. King. I hope they do what they getting paid to damn do. Finally, shit. I mean, my bad. That slipped out.
So another PSA, if we had any small modicum, which we didn't, by the way, of getting in with this coaching staff, it was ended tonight. But
Right. Hey, come on,
Right.
man. Hey, I still got to walk in the building sometimes.
Well, that's why I said it and not you.
Okay, I'm with you. Hey, for the record,
we're
for
in
the
land
record,
of
I am
Gus.
not making these comments, Coach DeBoer or Womack. Hey, I'm good with you guys.
It was me. I did it.
This was
Not
all
Don't
Marvin
worry.
and
Hey,
that
Ty.
knuckleheaded dude that I have never seen before. I have nothing to do with this.
I know
look.
this guy, but we do not have
I
the same.
plead the visit.
To T
Ty,
King's point, they got to get these guys the ball in the right way, man. They got the quick game. What happened to our quick game? Get them the ball, the quick game, man.
We didn't use screens worth crap the
At
past
all.
season.
At
We
all.
didn't set up nothing.
Do you know what made? Do y'all remember what made Jalen Waddle so dominant? They used him in the quick game a lot. They got him the ball in the little quick game. Jalen would turn that thing into a 70-yard. You know, you got to get these guys. Everything don't got to be vertical. Everything don't
Our
got to be vertical.
defense did nothing to get them to have to walk that extra defender down in that box so that we can take that top off that damn defense. We get none of that.
Yeah.
We didn't run tunnel screens worth of crap to open up the outside. You fake the damn tunnel screen, then you throw it out to the damn flat, and you get 8 to 10 yards. I play defense, and I know that.
No quick game. That's facts. No.
T King, don't worry about
it. 30 yards downfield. It just don't, you know.
T King, don't worry about any pushback from Alabama. They know, they're very aware of who the problem child or children are. All of us, because we are on their speed dial for texting pretty regular, and they actually have called us pretty regular too. And plus, to add to it, Marvin a few years back was actually printing up T-shirts demanding coaches be fired on them. So they know. You're good.
Hey, man. And they sold out too. So
Man.
Then I got that phone call. We didn't think one of our former players would do something like, well, he need to be fired. What you mean?
Wow.
And now he's the head coach at Daniel Pettey's Ole Miss Rebels and getting them deep in playoffs.
Well, that part's debatable, but yeah, he coached in them. Thanks to Marvin Constant.
So it wasn't my fault. I didn't fire that man.
No,
Pettey, you owe him a Christmas present.
Didn't get fired. That's a whole different story.
All right. Hey, we have gone way into overtime, but we've had a lot of fun with you guys here in the audience. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for your attention tonight. Before we go, I'm going to pass it around the room for you to tell everyone in the audience how to find you. Start us out, Marvin, then Coach Shawn, Pettey, and then T. King.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Constant45. You can find me on X, Constant451. I will be posting my latest update this week, my 3-week progress update since my last update. So I am training to prepare to compete in NPC. So, and I don't plan on losing. So, see the veins are. Oh, we getting ripped over here now. Hey, I got on the scale today, man. I was 205. I said, how the hell did that happen?
Marvin,
I'm
Coach
down
Carl's
to size 32 pants. This ain't, I ain't been this small since I was in 7th grade. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to I think this NPC thing is going to be some fun. I just needed something else to do. You know, as a 46, about to be 47-year-old man, I think I just got bored. And I just like to compete. I ain't had that pushing me. So I said, why not?
Coach Shawn, man, what an honor to have you finally on our show. You've been on our network, just not on this show. Sorry, that's my bad for taking so long. But, man, it's been fun, and we expect you to be back regular. The audience appreciate it. But tell the folks how they can find you.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. I always watch you guys. I always love you guys' content. You know, we do it. We give you guys much love and respect on Brinsky's channel at Sharpshooters Podcast. My brother, Coach Carl, down there. Really, really, really happy for him and the things he's doing with you guys. Pleasure just to be with you guys, man. T King, pleasure to meet you, man. Really, really, really be pulling for you guys when the season start back up. My channel is JMHO Sports Talk. It's just my humble opinion. That's all it is. It's just an opinion. About to ramp the content back up, man. Basketball season's done. My daughter was cheerleader up here at BJ, so it's done. So I have a lot more time now to hop back into things, man. Much love to all my broskies. Big respect to you guys over here at Bama Standard. We appreciate you guys more than you know. And been none but a pleasure to be with you guys, man. Roll Tide to all of you. JMHO Sports Talk on Twitter and YouTube.
Roll Tide.
Agent 6547. Marvin, you trained to be a NPCA, non-playable character?
NPC Friday is National Physique Competition, if you must know.
Hey, real quick before I forget, folks, be here next week. We got a legend coming on. Matter of fact, he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. Alabama's very own EJ Jr.
George.
EJ Jr. will be back with us. It's been a minute too. We're trying to get everybody back. Pettey, how they can find you? You're a legend.
Yeah, in my own mind. Pettey_Daniel. Look, man, it's been a pleasure sharing the stage with you tonight, Coach Shawn. I thought the H stood for honest because you brought it tonight, man. You were
Appreciate you, brother.
very much enjoyed the insights you brought on the show. You make us all look like a bunch of damn idiots. Ty,
No.
I always look, man. One of the greatest things about being on the show, and shoot, I've been on it for a while now, is when we get someone I haven't shared the stage with, one of you greats, and getting your insights. And no, man, I always a pleasure. Enjoyed it having you on tonight. Hope we do it again soon. Now it's a second reminder for me to give old Bradley a buzz, though. So,
T King, man.
Hold on 1 second before T King gets started. T King, I just want to say thank you to you, brother. Like, so many don't understand who you really are and where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
Because without your dad doing what he did years ago, there would not have been a lot of us that followed. So I just want to say thank you to you, man, and thank you to your dad, man, for what he did, man, because you had to have courage to do that back in the day when they did that.
You did.
So to take that step, man, that was huge. And I just want to say thank you, to you and your family, man. Just coming from his DNA and his gene pool, man. That was a huge, man. That was a blessing to y'all, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that. For people that don't really know, my dad played on the 72, 73, or 72 to 75 at University of Alabama under Bill Bryant. He was the one of 27 to integrate the University of Alabama football team. So he definitely opened the door, opened the way for a lot of players like me, myself, the Bryce Youngs, the Jalen Hurts, all the guys who made Alabama the way they is today. So I am appreciative of it. I always tell people about my dad, rest in peace. He passed away in 2003. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you guys having me on. I would love to come back. But right now, you guys can find me Friday nights at Thompson wherever we playing. First game we will be in Central, so you can find me there. But you also can find me on Instagram, Coach T King, or you can find me on Twitter, Coach Tyrone King. So I'm able to coach my son, who's going to the 11th grade right now. He started as safety at Thompson last year as a 10th grader. So that's a blessing to kind of coach him and be able to tell him about his granddad at the same time. So I'm going through this process of recruiting with him and coaching. So trust me, I'm living it and I'm seeing it. That's why I'm asking Coach Warmack and the board, please don't hold me against nothing Marvin said.
It was me.
They know.
Still come recruit my kid. You got me. And all of our kids. But no, thank y'all for having me on. I love what you guys are doing. I would love to be back.
Couple of things. Can we have you and him on?
For sure. I'll definitely. He's on spring break right now. He left me here in Birmingham while he went to Panama City. So once he gets back in town, we'll definitely set it up. Right.
It's a rite of passage, baby. That is a rite of passage going to PCB, baby.
You know what I mean?
Down there playing golf and drinking Kool-Aid with his buddies.
That's exactly what.
Right.
Mario Kart, too. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Love that.
Absolutely. Sure. Second of all, man, how we get to your games? Can we get on the sideline with you? Can we take some pictures and get some interviews, stuff like that?
We'll talk off the record. You'll get in trouble.
Oh, Shawn, you're coming with us.
Hey, let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Awesome, man. But seriously, glad to have you back on, brother. I'm sorry it took us 5 years to get you back on. But folks don't remember, in our humble beginnings, Ty King was one of our first people to come on our show. So you got to set in the right direction. I need to be a little bit more grateful myself and have you on more often.
My schedule's a little crazy with this football season, so and they keep us busy at times. So I love to be back on.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a good time with you and Chris Rogers, man. That was a good time.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Thank you for going into overtime with us. We know you enjoyed yourself. Thank you to everyone who commented and also provided super chats. Again, we never asked for you to donate, but we certainly appreciate it and definitely know it's going towards the betterment of this network, allowing us to be at events like A-Day where we might have to get some film for you guys. So, but tune in next week. Like I said, EJ Jr. is going to be in the building. You got to tune in for that. But until then, that'll do it for all of us here. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
That